Welcome back to the Blue Chip Breakdown, Vols fans. I'm your host, Bull, and it looks like. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, so this is the first pass of the game for Nico. This is a touch pass. Yes, this does count as a pass. Just going to have D. Williams right here. He's going to come over in motion, and the ball's going to be snapped. This is all timing. Snap it early, and then Nico just kind of touches it right back to him. And D's going to get up the field. So this is, obviously this is a pretty easy play, but just take it, make sure you make it nice and soft for D. So obviously that was a good job by Nico, just having that touch. Okay, so on this play, we're going to have some more pressure coming from UConn. Now, a lot of times whenever you see a defensive line doing crazy stuff like this, you have to know that some sort of a weird stunt or, something like that is probably coming, which is why they're lined up this way. UConn is going to bring a stunt, kind of from their linebackers, okay? So they're going to engage with 6, and Nico knows that he has 5+1 right here, so he has 6 in here to block and pick up this pressure. But what he's going to do is he's going to see a big lane open up. I mean, you can already kind of tell, but just the way that they're lined up here, that there's probably going to be a big hole here if whoever comes into this gap doesn't fill it correctly. So Nico notices that, and he gets out pretty quickly, and he's going to make some nice moves down the football field. Let's watch it roll. Right here, boom, okay. So this guy right here, Nico's seeing him flash, right? He's seeing him flash. He knows, okay, this guy may not get picked up at this point, but watch what he does here, okay? So pressure goes here, right? He's like, okay, this pocket is starting to fall in on me, and he sees all this room here. And this is what you're supposed to do. This is a playmaker making plays. Absolutely love what I'm seeing on film out of Nico. Now watch this here. He's going to put his foot in the daggum dirt here and make this, this is a secondary guy. He's going to make him pretty much stand still. I want you to watch how still this guy is off of this move. Look, he's flat-footed. He's still. That's beautiful. That's incredible. That's whenever you see someone making a move and you get something like this on any level of Power 5 football, this is something that he can carry on any level, right? I don't care if this is UConn. He can do this up against anybody. This is a whole lot of space here. He is a very dynamic man with the football in his hands. He's a playmaker. And I mean, he takes up a lot of ground. Now, he does kind of fall over his own feet here, right? Obviously, juices are running. He's got a whole lot of open grass. And, sometimes you get a little bit too excited and you can kind of fall over your feet. Again, things like that are signs of a really, really good athlete. This guy's a great athlete. And, his body almost is moving faster than his mind is at this point. Again, these are one of those things that as he gets more time playing in live reps, he is going to be ridiculous in the open field. This is something that teams will not be able to do. I'm going to go back just a taste. You're not going to be able to give Nico Iamaleava this much space moving forward because these are going to be house calls. Now, this was an excellent game for, 20, 30 yards or something like that, but just goes to show how dynamic of a playmaker Nico is. All right, now we can see it from this angle as well. We're going to see Addison Nichols kind of stonewall this guy, lay on top of him. That's a good job by him. And then all this space is going to open up, and Nico is going to get through the hole. Let's go ahead and let it roll. Boom. Stonewalls. It wasn't number 15. Number 15 came around on the blitz. But this guy right here, he was handed off from the center, and there's a whole lot of space. So Nico sees it, comes up the field. Now, boom. Look at the way he sets this up, too. Football is all about angles. He comes here, knows that there's a guy coming here. Okay, so you're going to set him up out here and then come back inside of him. Beautiful work. He's a football player. And that's the highest compliment that you can give to a football player, offense, defense, special teams. All right, now we're going to have a little quick wide receiver screen right here to D. Williams. Fake the handoff here. Try to get these linebackers to be still for just a second. And, maybe make this guy take a little step to the inside and then just get the ball out here quickly. Let's go ahead and let it roll. Okay, boom, fakes the handoff, and that actually could be an RPO, all right? So this actually could be a situation where, obviously they've got their reads. This box is pretty heavy. He probably was reading this guy right here. If he bites in, then we're gonna throw it to the outside. So I would say that's a good decision right there. Just gotta get that football down. Now, obviously Nico is 6'6", and I think that D. Williams may only be about 5'10". He's somewhere in the 5'10" to about 6 foot range. So sometimes those passes are not as easy as they can look on TV, but he does have to get this pass down. I'm not going to sit here and, try to say, well, this is a decent pass by Nico or anything like that. Nico needs to make this pass. He didn't do it right here. And we saw this a couple of times throughout this film. Again, these are things that he's going to get better at as he continues to play more. All right, so on this play, we're going to have 4 coming, and then we're going to have a spy. I believe it's this guy right here. He's going to spy Nico, and Nico knows that he's got, again, 6 people blocking for him. I really like the way that Coach Heupel just made sure that Nico was going to have people here to block for him. Okay, we're going to protect our $8 million+ man at all costs. Now, what's going to happen right here is we're going to have some pressure coming from the outside. That is Jeremiah Crawford's guy. He's going to get some pressure kind of late. So Nico does kind of hold on to this football, but nobody gets open, right? So up here, the pocket looks clean, and Nico is not getting happy-footed. He's not just running out. We can already see that there's a lot of space to the outside right there, but Nico is not just taking it, right? He's standing inside of this pocket because it's still clean at this point, and he is looking down the football field. Now, he's going to feel this pressure on his backside, and again, that speaks to his pocket presence, which is next level. Okay, you can kind of teach it, but there's a certain feel that you cannot teach, and Nico has that feel. So once he feels this pressure coming in, he's going to escape out here, but keep his eyes down the football field like he did earlier, and he is going to find McAllen Castles on the sideline. Let's go ahead and let it roll. Okay, feels that pressure, and I mean, he just does a beautiful job of getting out of the way and getting the ball out of his hands just in a nick of time. Seen him do that so many times throughout this season. Now, he has not had a whole lot of opportunities, but you see it on a very consistent basis. Have to be very, very happy about that as a Vol fan. Now, watch this pass. It is kind of high, right? But McAllen Castles is able to make this catch. That is the most important thing. It's still a catchable football, even though it's high. Nico's going to have to work on getting footballs down. Okay, he's going to have to work on making it a little bit easier on his playmakers. But you can see, A, he throws it in a place where it's still catchable, and then B, his playmakers are willing to make plays for him. Those are things that, it's really hard to quantify guys on your team wanting to make plays for you. And I feel like Nico is a guy that his teammates want to help him succeed. Very excited about what the future looks like on Rocky Top. All right, so this is the touchdown pass right here. So what we're going to have, okay, is we are going to have McAllen Castles come out on a little bit of a, seam bender type of a route from the backfield, and he's going to be open. So I don't know per se if this, kind of like late step up by Nico was part of the play. I don't think that it was, because he did it so late, or maybe he was supposed to do it earlier and he, kind of, waited too long to do it. But either way, what happens here is this linebacker is supposed to be covering Castles, and he kind of comes up the field a little bit too early, but he does try to get back and get into this passing window right here, where Nico wants to throw this football. But because Nico does step up, it freezes him for just a split second, and there's a whole lot of room to the middle of this football field for Nico to complete this pass. So let's watch it roll. Okay, boom. Okay, you can already see this linebacker kind of came up just a taste, and he's watching Nico, and Nico took that step up, and that froze him just enough for McAllen Castles to get open right here. So whether that was designed from the play caller, if that's an ad-lib by Nico, I think that it was executed very, very well. And I love the way that, again, Castles is making plays for his quarterback. You have to love the fact that Nico's teammates want to ball with him and want to help him succeed. All right, and here you can see this, right? Okay, you can see how excited his teammates are for him. Everybody wants to give him hugs. I mean, look, people are running over. Look at how excited everyone is, okay? This is a leader. This is a guy that is going to be a very, very dynamic playmaker. Again, he's a future Heisman Trophy winner, and he's going to win a national championship or 2, all depending on how many players we can get to come back next season. They could win it next year, and, they're definitely going to have a really good team on the following season. We should be the favorites going into Nico's 3rd and probably final year to win the national championship. All right, now we can see this play again from this end zone angle, and obviously there's a whole lot of field here, okay? This is a very well designed play call, and I love, again, Nico kind of steps up. You can see it good right here. He's stepping up, and you can see how frozen this linebacker is. That's the best player that they have on their defense. Again, it is UConn, but he's played a whole lot of football, and it just kind of goes to show just how good of an athlete and how good of a playmaker Nico is. That's a very, very well-thrown football. Love it. All right, so now on this drive, what we're going to have is motion coming over and we are going to basically try to occupy these flat areas and, attempt to get a nice window right here on a slant to my guy, Ethan Davis. And this is going to be a favorite target of Nico. Watch as, we let this play roll, okay? Play action. Nico already knows where to go, right? This is a window, okay? This is a window that he could have thrown it into. Obviously, it's not a good one. This is not a good selection. He's going to wait for the second window to make this pass. And, again, this is a really, really good job by a young freshman quarterback. Just understanding, hey, I'm not going to go to this first window. I'm going to let my, tight end, wide receiver, whatever, get to the second window where it's an easier pass and catch for everyone. And this is a very well thrown football. I mean, dude, the way that he kind of led him up the field right here to make sure that he got past that first down. Those are the little intricate things that you have to love with Nico's game. And again, Ethan Davis is going to be a guy that Nico will be looking for pretty heavily. And I think this is going to be a dynamic duo moving forward. All right, so on this play, we've got Nico is going to attempt to throw a little hitch right here to Dante Thornton. And this is just an inaccurate pass. He throws it low and behind Dante. Let's go ahead and let it roll. Boom. Okay, just kind of low and behind Dante. Now, could Dante have worked harder to make this catch? Absolutely, dude. I mean, abso-freaking-lutely. It wasn't a perfect pass, but, Dante could have tried a little bit harder to get to that football. But, it could have been a situation where he said, okay, if I work too hard to get back to it, maybe I'll end up losing yardage on this play. At the end of the day, Nico's got to make a much better pass right here. And again, he's a true freshman. He's going to have to get more consistent on some of these passes outside of the numbers. We've seen that a lot throughout this film. All right, so on this play, it's hard to be able to tell what the routes are and what the coverage is, but we do know that 4 is coming from UConn's defense, and Nico does a pretty good job, again, of having good pocket presence. Let's focus on that for the sake of this film, right? Okay, so he's stepping back, he's reading, he's keeping his eyes down the football field. Now, as things kind of start to collapse, his internal clock is beautiful. I love it. He's not just going to keep standing back here. He is anxious to make some plays, and he's not overly anxious. He's doing it at the correct times almost every time.
60% of the time, it works every time.
So he's going to come right through here, this little lane that he has, and he's going to continue to extend it. But look at that, my gosh. You see the way that little shoulder shrug right there to keep this end off of his shoulder and keep him from grabbing him. Little subtle things like that. That's really high level quarterback play. And, he's going to extend the play. Okay. He knows where the line of scrimmage is, and he's just going to work right down it. He's keeping his eyes down the football field. Obviously, he's got someone coming here. You can feel the pressure coming behind him as well. And he's going to, as it rolls out, makes an excellent, look at this, on the money, right? Beautiful pass. Now, it's only about, like a 10 to 15 yard pass, right? But it's on the money. Okay. So he got that football down, and now he gets the ball to his playmaker. And what's this playmaker do? He's going to make plays for him. It's simple things like that as a quarterback. You don't always have to throw the football, 50 yards down the football field. Just get it to your playmakers. And that was on a 3rd and 9, and he's extending plays, right? Nico's extending plays. And again, he's just a very dynamic playmaker. All right, this is going to be the last play, but let's just take a look, right? Nico is going to drop back. He's going to get some pressure from this defensive tackle right here, okay? He's going to feel it, and he's going to step up. Okay, and he's going to attempt to pass the football out here, which was the correct read. Let's go ahead and watch it roll out here. Okay, play action, boom. He feels that pressure. Now look at this. This defensive tackle has his big paw up here. And again, like we said, Nico does a beautiful job of avoiding all this traffic. And then he swipes at him, and he doesn't even hit Nico. Pocket presence is next level. He steps up very subtle, just like a step or two, and gets himself into a beautiful pocket now. And now he's able to find a guy right here, right? He sees him, and he's gonna attempt to throw it. And the only problem is the left tackle right here, which again is Crawford, does not do a good job of getting this ends hands down and, making sure that Nico has a cleaner window to throw this football. So that's kind of on Jeremiah Crawford. And, also, maybe Nico, this is super nitpicking. Maybe he, could have come out here just a taste and then thrown this pass. But, those are things that he will get better at as time goes on. Super excited about Nico. All right, so as we can see, Nico is a very dynamic football player. He's going to be a very dynamic quarterback. Absolutely no concern about his size. It's something that people were kind of talking about. He is going to continue to gain weight and he's going to get stronger. But I mean, watching his pocket presence is unbelievable. His throwing motion is next level, okay? He has great accuracy, great touch. He's a really, really fast football player too. It may not look as fast as he actually is because he's such a long guy that he's taking up so much ground. It's hard to kind of tell how fast he actually is. If I had to guess, I'd say he's at least a 4.4 guy. And, you know, he could possibly even be a 4.3 guy. He's going to be really, really tough to stop moving forward. Was really excited to also see him playing out there with some of the playmakers that he's going to be, you know, playing with next season. I think that this team has got a very, very high ceiling moving forward, especially if we can get a lot of our offensive linemen from this season to come back next year. And if we can somehow get Cooper Mays back, dude, that offensive line is going to be incredible. We've got a lot of good running backs. We saw Ethan Davis some. He looks really, really good. We've got a couple freshmen coming in also at tight end. You know that we're going to have some great playmakers on the outside as well. You know, can we get Brew back? That's going to be another big, big thing for this team. I'm kind of leaning more towards he probably will be coming back next season. If he does, all of a sudden, I think that this offense just looks phenomenal. I think we put up better numbers than we did last season with Hendon Hooker, and I'm really, really looking forward to what this team can be, obviously, next season. And, you know, don't want to create any quarterback controversy for this year. Joe Milton has played really, really well. Do not want to overshadow that. But, you know, Nico's going to take this team to a completely different level. I don't think this is Nico's time just yet. He needs a little bit more, you know, time in the offseason, time to get stronger like we just talked about, and to get a little bit more comfortable with what this offense is. And yeah, I mean, we are expecting Heisman Trophy and national championship. So thank y'all to everyone who has watched, who, you know, comments, shares our videos. We really, really appreciate that so much. Helps this channel out tremendously. We are still trying to grow, so please continue to do that. And with all that being said, just make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Thanks. Peace.